Hello everyone and welcome back to Animation Pilgrimage, where we watch every single theatrically released animated film in chronological order. I'm Sean.
And I'm Tennelle.
And today we are looking at Go For It 0011 or 0011. I don't know how to pronounce this title.
And it really doesn't ever get said in the movie either.
It doesn't make any sense.
No, which I mean kind of just sums up the movie.
I thought when we were going to go into this movie that it was going to be somehow related to the Cyborg 009 series.
It's not.
And I don't think it is.
It's hard to say if it is or not.
Because technically it involves cyborgs, but
none of the other
cyborgs from that series show up.
Right, so
They're
I
never
don't think
mentioned.
it's related. But like, it has a general feeling like it could kind of fit in that universe.
Yeah.
It takes place in the future though,
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, it takes place in unambiguous future, and there's a boy who...
In ambiguous future. If it was unambiguous, we would know what it was.
Sorry, ambiguous future.
Yeah.
We got boy. I don't remember what his name is. Toy boy.
Toy boy.
This kid needs to take a nap, though.
Oh yeah, the art direction in this movie is a little different from other toy films, which makes me wonder if it's based off of something, but I could literally find nothing on this movie.
Wow.
Like, whenever I typed in the name of the movie, it was just giving me, stuff about, like, oh, here's how to code. Because 0011.
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, well, okay, thanks, Internet. You failed me.
So as a boy, he lives in the future, and people make fun of him because his dad believes in aliens and is a scientist. Okay. The boy has friends. He is friends with a stray dog.
He's not friends with any people, because
No.
any kids his age beat him up.
Yeah, well, they fight, and he beats them up. I don't know. They pick on him, and then he beat them up.
Yeah.
Either way, he's friends with some stray dogs. The mom, he calls Queen, and the 3 dog puppies, he calls Ace, Jack, and Joker. Because they're all playing cards to him, I guess.
I did not know the card thing until you pointed it out. I'm like, oh, okay.
So he takes the dogs home, and his dad's like, oh, cool dogs. And look, did you put that flower there? Nope, it was aliens, but the dogs are smart enough to realize it's an alien bomb, so they grab it, crash out the window, run into the woods, and explode.
They're just dead now.
The dogs are dead. The
mom, the puppies,
all of them
all
dead.
of them dead.
So the dad feels bad about it, so he takes their corpses and turns them into cyborgs.
He says he has something special he wants to do for his son's birthday, so
Yes.
he leaves, doesn't come back for his son's birthday.
Instead, he's like, hey, son, turn around, and the dogs, like, run back to him.
And he's like, wow, look, the dogs, they're here, they're not dead.
Well,
How is this possible?
Well, it turns out that their brains were still alive. It's not how science works, Science Dad.
It's okay. Their brains are still alive, so he decided...
puts them in robots.
I have so many questions, and so many of them are on a, like, morality scale. It's like, wait...
You took dead dogs and you
shoved their brain into
pulled them
robots.
apart and put them in robot bodies.
These puppies can't age now anymore, can they?
Probably
They're
not.
going to just stay puppies forever. Oh, this is horrible.
So they all have super special superpower robot powers now. The mom can spin really fast and turn into a drill.
Yeah.
She also has an energy reserve so that the younger puppies can suckle at her.
Yeah, they have to recharge at her station. This is how they phrase it.
That's all she gets.
But she's also the most, like, powerful.
Yeah, because, like, if she does the drill thing, she just ruins everything she comes across.
Yeah.
It's kind of ridiculous. And then I don't know if it was Ace or Jack because these two were
Indistinguishable from each
indistinguishable.
other.
Technically, they had different designs, but like they're so close you can't tell.
Yeah.
One of them has super eyes with like 3 different forms of like X-ray and thermal and stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
And then his other eye shoots lasers.
Plasma. Yeah.
Which he can change the frequency of.
I guess.
All right. The other one breathes not fire.
Yeah, it's not fire, but it's fire.
It breathes corrosive, destroying gas, fire, acid. I don't know.
Yeah.
He breathes gases that kill things.
Uh-huh.
And the last one is Joker.
Liquid gases.
Liquid gases.
Yeah.
And the last one is Joker because he's a goofball. And his power is the same as, I want to say 006.
Uh-huh.
And he also has the same voice actor.
Uh-huh.
And his power is plastic body, aka he can turn into anything.
That's not how plastic works.
And that's not how science works.
But okay.
So he does things like turn into a whale and a unicorn. Or sorry, a Pegasus.
Yeah.
That briefly gets the body of a man and then a woman. The weird thing is, all of them together can transform into a plane called Liner.
Yep.
That the boy gets into and flies around inside his 4 robotic dogs that have sentience now because they can now speak to him when he wears this special helmet.
Which is so dumb. Okay, so the dad made it so the dogs can talk to him. But only if the kid is wearing this helmet. This helmet has no other use other than to communicate with the dogs. I'm just like, why didn't you just give the voice boxes
To the dogs.
This seems highly inconvenient.
There wasn't room next to the laser eyes and gas emitting
Being able to turn your whole body into a drill, I guess.
into literally anything. Like, I don't know, a voice box.
Uh-huh.
Turns out, yeah, the aliens that the dad thought was real were real, and they
Of course.
they attack and stuff. So
By the way, speaking of voice boxes and morality of all of this and that,
okay, yes.
there is an uncomfortable amount of dog crying and yelping and whimpering. And, like, I can't know for sure, but it all just sounds too realistic to be somebody, to be an actor making those sounds.
Mm-hmm.
I absolutely believe that maybe not toy animation themselves, maybe this was some sound bank that had already been around for a while, but somebody at some point kicked some dogs to get these sound clips. There is no doubt in my mind that that is what happened, and it makes this movie very uncomfortable to watch.
So the aliens attack Dad at his science place, and Son flies off to save him, and Dad's like, don't worry about me and my mortal injuries. Go after the aliens and kill them.
It's like, I'm dying! Hurry, son! Go get the aliens! But, Dad!
This is the only chance we have to find their base.
No, like, we could go in, all I gotta do is call 911. No! Go!
So he does so. Turns out their base is inside Mount Fuji, which has recently started erupting again. That's because it's an evil alien factory.
Yes.
So they go in and destroy everything.
Yeah.
And they go back to Dad and say, we killed all the aliens. And Dad is like, hey, I'm about to die. They're going to attack, and that wasn't their real secret base. Blech.
Blech.
And he's dead now. And
well,
Boy's
this
like,
preventable.
yeah, it's like, you could have easily prevented this, guys. All right.
You couldn't have made the robot dogs have any kind of, like, healing properties or, like, being able to take care of your
No, of course not.
son.
That being said, before he dies, while he has these mortal injuries, he does create one more special toy for his son. A gun!
Yeah.
It's a laser gun that can shoot missiles. That's it.
Yep.
Well, it turns out the true secret base of the aliens was their planet, that they can use jet propulsion to get anywhere throughout space that they want. And they're planning on blowing up the moon to crash it into Earth and kill everyone. For reasons. I think the reasons are they're going to take over the planet, but they kill everything first.
Yeah, something like that.
Generic bad alien design.
Okay, colonizers.
Yep. I mean, that's what it is. So they fly up in liner, and they go to the base, they beat the aliens. There's a dramatic scene where they have to drag Mom to an energy core because she's out of energy.
And all the puppies are
out of energy. So Joker is like having to drag her while half transformed into this crane, and it looks horrible and awkward.
Yeah, and I'm just like, really, Joker? Like, this is what you think is going to be the most efficient way to do this?
Do you not like turn into, I don't know, a gorilla or a human being and just pick up the robot dog and carry it over there?
Yeah.
Or turn into, I don't know, an
really...
energy bank?
Yeah, it's just like, no, you turn into a really awkward looking crane and
drag her slowly up this hill.
Alright.
So they all get energy. Mom drills things to death because that's what she does, and does a very good job of it.
Yeah, it's like, why do we even have the other puppies here?
Yeah, she just drills through literally anything that's in her way, and it dies.
Yeah, it's like they always like, oh, hold back, Queen. We're gonna be a special task force, can go forward first. And she's like, okay. And then they go in, and then terrible things happen. This happens like each time that they do this.
And they go, Queen! And she's
Help us.
I got this. And just drills through the earth and blows up the entire base by herself.
Neutralizes the problem. You're just like, well, why didn't you just send her to begin with?
Either way, they win the day. They fly out, do a little show, and that's it. They very clearly wanted to turn this into a franchise.
Yeah.
It was badly done.
Yeah. This whole movie feels like it was written not because anybody had any kind of idea for it. There was zero, like, actual passion put into this. It was all just, what do little boys like? Little boys like dogs. Little boys like robots. Little boys like feeling special. Little boys like guns.
And aliens.
So
throw those together.
Put those in and little boys like this. And, you know, it was just like somebody's writing this, and then whenever they hit a roadblock, they're like, what would a little boy do in this situation? That's the answer to my story problem. And, like, that's how the whole thing was written.
All of the aliens drive giant robot bugs. Like, we got the big old beetle, like a Hercules beetle or something like it. Or stag beetle. No, not stag, Hercules. And then there's the giant praying mantis, which spawns termites from its wrists, which is terrible.
Very unsettling to look at.
Just like, ew, no.
Ew. Well, it was hilarious because
you got bugs in you, bug.
Because you were like, oh, praying mantis, yay! And then the things came out of its wrist, and you were like, oh God, no.
Because praying mantis are some of the coolest and most interesting animals on the planet, in my personal opinion.
Note what I said earlier about it being written for little boys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the termites coming out of its wrists were horrible. Or I guess they're more like ticks.
Yeah.
Either way. And then there's like a giant snail thing that shoots acid.
They all had like monster names too. Like this was to sell a toy line or something like that.
Oh, absolutely.
Because like before the movie got started, it showed off like all of the big bug monsters. And it was like giving their names and like their stats, and
it didn't show any stats.
Okay.
But like it did like you could see the insides of them.
Yes, that. This movie is obsessed with showing you the insides of things.
Yeah, the robot dogs, the bases inside the mountain or the planet, the insides of the robots again. It's like
there's really
Cool
not a whole lot of
technology.
interesting things going on the inside either. So it's like, okay.
Look, it's robot-y bits, or alien fleshy robot-y bits.
Yeah.
That's it.
It's like, alright, this artist took a basic anatomy class. Alright.
Cool.
Cool. And yeah, that's really all I have to say about this one.
Yeah.
It's bizarre enough. I think it would make for an interesting watch with friends to laugh at. But outside of that, I wouldn't recommend it.
No, absolutely not. I'd
Because
probably
there's especially
just skip
some
it.
like weird imagery with the dogs changing into things that's funny and disturbing looking. But yeah, it's like, other than unless you were a child in the 1970s, I wouldn't really recommend this. So yeah.
Nope. Either way, that wraps up 1972.
Woo!
So, the next thing that we're going to be doing is a 3-year wrap-up. Because we've hit enough movies that we're not going to do another year before we do a review of everything.
That's because 1973 has like 11 movies or something like that.
It's more than 11. It's more like 12 or 13 movies.
It's insane.
So, we're going to do a wrap-up after this episode. That being said, if you're watching as these currently come out, we're actually jumping back to one more movie in 1971 before we do this. Because,
Someone found?
yes, Redway 2 found us another movie from 1971.
Yeah.
An East Germany film called
Ooh.
The Poor Miller's Boy and the Kitten.
Lovely.
So, one of those two things will be next.
Cool. See you then.